Way to go.
All right.
Parkway area at the Morgan State lot, and of course over at Pimlico where we've already had service. Those 4,000 additional spaces should add 4,000.
All right.
Depends on how the pitching holds up, that's what I think.
They look good so far.
Think we can repeat from last year?
Definitely. It's a pretty good place to watch a ball game on TV. It is. Cheap beer, you know.
I think they will repeat.
Are you worried at all about the strike talk?
Well, I would rather see them play the entire season without a strike because I think the Orioles would stand a better chance without the break.
The first 7 cars of a 113-car Conrail freight derailed in the early morning hours as that train came out of the Baltimore Potomac Tunnel. The same tunnel Matthias wants $46 million to improve. I went out with the News Scene minicam tonight and documented the mess, the cleanup, and got the word on rush hour tomorrow. You're looking at the tons of twisted steel still strewn on and near the tracks. It looks bad, but it's better now. There are 2 tracks open. Just a few hours ago, there was only 1. Talking with Amtrak people tonight, I was told by almost all that a new tunnel is not the answer. They need another tunnel. In this room is where word of the derailment hit first. These men are dispatchers, and they talk freely about the need for a tunnel.
This thing was built in the 1860s, and we're running modern equipment which is 2 to 3 times bigger and engines which are 5 to 10 times more powerful.
Below the control room of Amtrak, scores of people waited patiently for trains that are now running up to 1 hour 15 minutes late. But the humor was good.
Speed down here to get here on time, and then I'll have to wait 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Does that mess up your plans?
Yeah, kind of. I hope whoever's picking me up heard the news, so they're not waiting too long.
This morning when they said the derailment had happened, I said, oh, I bet you it's going to be late, but they kept telling us it was going to be on time.
But then when you got here?
But when we got here, you know, it was an hour.
Well, she works for the railroad, so she's used to that.
Oh, yes.
You work for the railroad?
Chessie.
Oh,
yeah.
We were told that trains should be on time tomorrow morning. It will be awkward because all of the platforms cannot be used. But at least the trains will run.
A lavish Republican dinner in his honor brought Dr. Henry Kissinger to Baltimore tonight. The conflict in Iran brought out reporters anxious to hear Kissinger's thoughts on what's going on in Iran, particularly the militants' latest threat to kill the hostages if Iraq, a country the militants call a U.S. puppet, invades Iran.
If you keep saying, answer me yes or no, are you going to kill them? And then the fellow says, yes, you have set up a test of manhood that is unnecessary. You're talking here with hysterical, fanatical people. I mean, the idea that Iraq is a stooge of the United States comes as astonishment to all our friends in the area who are terrified of the pressures that Iraq is exercising on them.
Kissinger still feels it was right for the U.S. to allow the Shah into this country, but resents criticism he was mostly responsible for the Shah coming here.
While it is true, I believed that an ally of the United States of 37 years should be able to live in this country as a private citizen. The final judgment has to be made by the administration that has all of the facts, including of the situation in Tehran. I think the administration did the right thing when they let him in, but I think they ought to assume the responsibility for it and not lay it off on a private citizen who expressed his personal view as to the right course in private telephone conversations, never went public, and of the 5 conversations he made, 3 were really at the request of the senior officials he called who told him to call somebody else.
Kissinger criticized the Carter administration's handling of the crisis, claiming the president has stumbled through it. If he were still Secretary of State, Kissinger says he would have recommended strong actions against Iran a long time ago. I'm Toby Marsh on the scene in downtown Baltimore.
Reading the paper. Most of us take it for granted, but for hundreds of Marylanders, finding out the contents of these pages was a rare privilege. That is until last July.
The Clippers have a chance to wrap up the best-of-7 game series in this one.
That's when Baltimore's radio reading service went on the air. The facilities are nothing fancy, just a couple of rooms donated by the Community College of Baltimore, a staff of 6 plus about 50 volunteer readers. This makes it possible for blind and print handicapped people to listen as the News American, the Afro-American, and the Evening Sun are read from cover to cover. Volunteers also read other popular publications, some features, and novels. Their voices reach listeners via a subcarrier of CCB's radio station. It comes in on a special receiver that's provided free of charge.
Anyone that is blind or print handicapped is automatically eligible, and the service is free. All they have to do is call the service, and we'll send out an application form, and they just fill it out and send it back to us. Now, if they need help filling it out, then we'll help them over the phone and fill it out.
Ed Naff is one of about 500 people who listen to the Baltimore radio reading service. He's had his special subcarrier receiver now for about a month and a half.
Some individuals are getting what they require and some are not. That's no great surprise. But Sister Sally Fury believes that
one of the things that I miss about having poor vision is not being able to read anything from the press, most of which by the time it's embossed or recorded is perhaps weeks or even months old.
Besides current events, Naff says his evenings have been enhanced by hearing novels like Kramer versus Kramer over the air. For more information on the Baltimore radio reading service, call 396-0990. Joyce Jefferson on the scene in Baltimore.
legal services expenses.
At all.